What is going on? What is going on, y'all? Thank y'all so much for tuning into another episode of Beyond the Hustle. It is me, your gracious MC, Daniel Tadamy, and joined with me, as always, is Mr. Serial Entrepreneur himself, Paul Renee Jr. What is going on, Paul? Claps all around, claps all around. Welcome
What's
to
going
episode
on?
21.
It is I, Paul Renee, your task guy. What'd you say, bro? You said episode what?
21, bro. 21.
We grown, Maestro.
Hey, we could drink alcohol, bro.
Definitely. I'm here with the Maestro, Daniel.
Let's
Tadamy.
go.
Hey. Oh man, we made it to 21, man. Oh, I didn't even see this happening, man. To be real,
no. This is dope. This is dope.
Hitting 21 would definitely be a milestone for myself, anyway.
Yeah.
But we couldn't do it without you, man. Putting it all together, to be real. And
Oh man.
I apologize, America, that you didn't see us last week because from the type of quality that we need in order, to satisfy the Maestro over here. It wasn't happening on my end, just gotta be real with them, Dan. I got this satellite out here, so it was hard for us to get connection, and it was not to Daniel's liking, man. So we had to miss that show last week, even though we were trying to do everything we can, and it's still not up to his standards, but we gonna make it happen anyway, right? We trying to do something because we like talking to America, man. So definitely missed you guys. But yeah, Daniel, how was your week, man?
Man, I'm. I mean, you can see I didn't get a chance to hit the barbershop today, so y'all forgive me. I didn't get a chance to do that. Dude, just been a lot of running, a lot of movement. I'm not gonna lie. It's been these past few weeks have been like pretty busy, man. Pretty busy these past few weeks. Nothing to complain about. Is good stuff. Being productive. Just been a lot of productivity. So it's been great. So I can't complain, man. I really can't complain. What about you, man? I know it's been a lot trying to deal with this podcast and keep this thing consistent. So how have you been adjusting with that? Because this is added to your already busy and pressing schedule.
Oh man, that's amazing, dude. I look forward to it. It gives me a chance to talk to America, talk to you, chop it up, like we usually do, and make it public, for people to hear what we be talking about. And there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on, but even though it is an amazing tax season. Thank you, America, for allowing me to be of service and to take care of you during tax season. But this podcast is, another side business, another side hustle that I'm putting under my belt as an entrepreneur. And just like last week, where you wasn't satisfied with the way the production was going, I had to invest and spend some money on some equipment. But guess what, man? Hey, that's some more deductions and write-offs I can use, man. And so I'm all for it. Hey, let me know what I need to do to upgrade the system, upgrade the look of the podcast, be on point for Daniel Tadamy's liking, man, and I'm gonna just write that off, right when it comes down to it. And to be real, it's a benefit. It's something that I have to explain and advise to most of my clients, mostly every one of my clients, is that you have to have this side hustle in order to maximize from your tax returns. You gotta have something that you do on the side, especially if you are a W-2 employee, because these tax laws are not allowing you to benefit or maximize from your tax returns. If you are a W-2 employee, you have to have a side business, a side hustle, get a startup business, get something going, get something popping, like a podcast or sell things on eBay or whatever it is that is in your genius that you can make some money from. Go ahead and do it, and it'll help you maximize on your tax return. It's that season, and that's all I'm seeing right now. Because Daniel, what's the alternative, man? What's the alternative if people are not maximizing on their tax returns?
What's the alternative?
I'll tell you what the alternative
I
is,
was about to
man. You
say I
know,
don't
it'll be
know.
fun. Well, your boy Elon Musk and everything found thousands and millions and trillions of dollars,
Oh
billions of
God,
dollars
bro.
of taxpayers' money being
Yeah,
used for frivolous reasons. All
weird
right,
stuff.
so weird stuff, man,
Yeah,
going out
yeah.
there. I don't know if you heard about the Social Security thing going on, where there are people collecting Social Security or even SBA loans being given out to like nine people who are 9 months
11
children,
year
you know, from
olds. Gosh,
yeah,
dog.
11-year-olds and everything. So
That's just
there's a
weird.
lot.
Yeah,
Tell me about it, but it happens. It
yeah, yeah,
happens. When people's identity gets stolen, you know, any type of fraud can happen. And
hmm,
so, people, America, you got to be careful with your children's identity.
yeah,
Be careful who you go to for taxes. Be careful who you give that information to, because some of these people don't have, you know, your well being in mind. They're
yeah.
thinking about themselves, and they'll use, you know, your information to get loans with the SBA. You know,
That's
um,
wild,
and
bro.
and there's no connection. They don't have that interlinking connection. Kind of like how you know, police departments and FBI and everything, they don't communicate. So neither does that
Yep,
banking industry,
yep.
right? So they look at you know, they look to take advantage of those type of situations. So you got to be careful. But it's I am uh, excited, right, that
Hmm.
uh, these frauds are being exposed, um, because it gives me validation of why I'm on a crusade to save people from spending, you know, a buttload in taxes.
Yeah,
Okay.
unnecessary
Because,
amount
you
of
know, you're
money.
spending a buttload. I know people who are spending 20,000, 30,000, 25,000, you know, more than what some people make in a year in just taxes, and they don't get a choice of where those taxes get allocated. Okay, it's going to some other country, you know, and it's probably not even reaching that country. It's reaching some type of company that is created in that country from the people who are sending it over there.
Now,
You get what
I
I'm
was talking
saying?
to, yeah, I was talking to this individual, to this guy, because they're repaving and doing some, they're changing the community that I live in from septic to city. So they're
Okay.
updating the, the, the plumbing. And there's a guy here. He's one of the, you know, he works on the construction crew, and he sells, his wife cooks, so he sells plates. He's a Jamaican guy, so he has a jerk chicken. They sell jerk chicken, and oh my gosh,
Okay.
I'm a sucker for
Yeah.
that. Caribbean, I'm gonna try it out. You got my money as a test. You got my money for the, and then if it's great, I'll keep going back. But so we went to go get it, and he's building a food truck. So she's able to sell
Mhm.
food out of, you know, he's, you know, getting it up to code and everything like that. So we were just talking. I said, man, I said, dude, this is dope. I said, because just being, you know, having your 9 to 5, that's great. I said, but you gotta have something that you're doing. Like you gotta have something that you're doing out there on the side. It doesn't matter what it is. He said, yeah, man. He said, I scrap too. He scraps. He builds
Mhm.
things for people. Like he made a trailer, does all this type of stuff. So he has way more
Yeah.
going on than just a 9 to 5. And
Of course.
the thing that's flourishing for him now is the food truck, because he was able to invest a lot of money into there, buy the trailer, and now he's building it out himself, man, getting it up to code. But he was just telling me about the process to do it, and it made me think, bro. Like, there's a lot of people out there, and we talk about a lot on the podcast. Have something going on. You just said it. If you're W2, have something going on, because even if it might not flourish the way that you want to right away, or maybe even ever, it's still a vehicle that you can use to do, that you can have these write-offs and benefit from these tax
Correct.
laws. And I was thinking about it this week, because people were saying that, you know, when Trump first was getting elected, when he first decided to run, he was like, America needs to be run like a business. And people were like, either you're for it or against it. But now people are like, you know, are coming out and saying that they like it. Yeah, there's still that small percentage that's just like, well, not small. There's still a percentage that's like, America shouldn't be run like a business. And in my mind, I started thinking, America is a capitalistic society. Like we thrive on that. So it benefits
Yeah.
you to have that. Whether you want to grow the business and be the next whatever, at any rate, you still need to have some sort of entrepreneur vehicle so that you can at least benefit from these tax laws that the country was pretty much founded on and is going to continue to run on.
Yeah.
And side note, I don't think it's a bad idea to have America run like a business. Like, I don't think that's a bad idea at all.
I don't either. Just a lot of people oppose that idea, Maestro, because that is going to mean that the people who are running the country like it's a business is going to be void of feeling and only dealing with logic. Okay. And so people's feelings are going to get hurt along the way. And
You
it's going
think
to
so?
become a sensitive issue. Oh yeah, it's going to become a sensitive issue when they start. Just like how a lot of people are against, and it just I'm just baffled by it. How are they against? They're against Doge finding all these fraudulent activities because their feelings are getting hurt because they're probably part of that fraud. Okay,
Mm,
majority of people who are against exposing fraud and finding out these frauds are probably doing the fraud themselves, and they're crying out about it and not liking it. The people who want these things to stop are probably tired, man, of people taking advantage of the system and getting over on everybody while we're the ones who are working hard and busting our butts trying to do things legitimately.
yeah.
So whenever I hear people complaining because this guy, the popularity of Elon Musk has gone down, has been plummeting because of
Yeah.
the cuts that he's been doing, laying off people in the government who are not essential, right? Because all they're doing is sitting there in the office, or not even sitting there in the office, they're at home.
At
Um,
home.
and he can see how he can cut millions and millions of dollars of debt by telling them, hey, why don't you retire early, we'll give you voluntary retirement, so that the taxpayers don't have to keep spending money for you just not doing anything. And I know how the government is, and how they work, right? um, you know Usually there's not something that you got to really be doing on a daily basis, so it's a lot of sit around and do nothing, when you show up to work. Or hey, you don't have to show up today, take Monday and Tuesday off, come in Wednesday, and then we're gonna have a meeting, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing going on, but they're getting paid for it. But on Thursday, when they really 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 need you to go ahead and get that job done, you better show up and you better get it done, right? Because that's
Right.
what we're paying you for. How are you not doing anything for the last couple of weeks or last couple of days? But when we need you to show up, you're not going to show up. That's usually how it works, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
basically, he's like, hey, why don't we just cut it all out and make these days really mean something? Because the taxpayers are paying too much into the budget of something that's not being productive. So uh,
It's
I
not
see how
serving the
they're
interests of the
upset
people.
about it.
Yeah, it's not
Right,
serving
right.
the end
They're
the best interest of the people.
right. And as a business, a businessman, you're gonna cut off anything that's not, in the benefit of the business. You're gonna
Facts.
reduce costs and then allocate those costs to something that is gonna benefit the business. And so I can understand why a lot of people don't like it. It's because they're not understanding the mindset of a businessman, and I can see why a lot of people don't like, him discovering the fraud. Is because
Right.
majority of those people are not paying $30,000, $20,000 in the taxes every year.
No,
Of course, you're not
someone
gonna be upset.
someone made a comment and they were saying that America shouldn't be run like a business because it should not be focused or it should not be looking to generate a profit. And when you talk about a business or a company, it's all profit driven.
Mm,
And I disagree with that. I understand the skepticism in that thought process, yet I disagree because America deals with income. It deals with income, it deals with revenue, and it deals with cost. So like it moves money. Anything where money is going in at such a huge rate and going out at a huge rate needs to have a budget, needs to be set up, and needs to be run with a business type mind. Your household should be run the same exact way, you know, and you do. And I don't think it's wrong that America generates has a revenue. I don't think it's wrong that it generates some type of profit. It should. It's a country. Any type of business, right? And the reason why I say it should be ran like a business, because any type of business or any type of money that comes in, if you got more money going out of anywhere than you got coming in, it's going to go belly up at some point, right?
Right.
I'm not in America's business. I don't know, right? Yet at the same time, I'm not against it because there's a lot of money going into our federal government, a crap ton of money, and it has to be accounted for. And I want
not only
people
that,
to be responsible
Daniel,
for it.
when there's not only that, Daniel, when a country is profitable, guess who benefits?
Right. That's another part.
The people.
Yes.
It goes right back into people. Majority of these countries that you see that are profitable and they treat their countries like a business, the people of the country get paid. They get paid because it's so profitable. Look at all these countries that have that oil money, right? Their citizens get paid. They get paid, you know, like majority of them don't have to work because they get like a weekly or a monthly paycheck, you know, from the country just for being a part of that country. So and then look at their infrastructure. Look at how they're living out there. They're in the future. They're living in the future while we're still living with, you know, in the past with historic. You get what I'm saying? So it benefits a country to be profitable because it'll then benefit the people. Look at our country right now. A hurricane hits, fires go on, floods go on, and we're not even you know, we don't even have enough funds to cover that for the people. We give them $750. You know, I'm sorry your house is gone, but here's $750. This is all we can afford in order to cover it. You want to say you don't want your country to be profitable so that they can help? That's the problem. It's like, who is able to help people the most? Right, the wealthy are able to help the people the most because they're able to afford it. You know, they have enough money to help people. That's why you know, one of the main focuses, if you want to be that person to heal the world and make it a better place, is to make enough money so that you can heal the world and make a better place. You can't do it broke.
Facts. What did Jay-Z say? I can't help the poor if I'm one of them.
That's a good bars.
Right. I just think that you know, when it comes to these type of things, like there's good and bad in every scenario, right? I just think that if the good can outweigh the bad, right? Because nothing's perfect. It's never gonna be a perfect system. Yet, I don't think it's a great idea for us being America, the country that we are. Wherever I live, it doesn't matter what country I'm a part of, whatever country I was born into. I just don't think it's a great idea for us to be so focused externally and not focus on what's happening in our own backyard. So I don't really care about what's going on. Just make it great for me to be in whatever country I'm a citizen of. And that's America. Just make it great to be here, and I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted, we were talking about it a little bit, and we kind of touched on it a little bit here. But I asked a question. I posted a video about it because I was asking, like, do you think that there's an age limit, right? Is there an age cap to play this game, this entrepreneurial game? And I kind of wanted to pick your brain about this a little bit more because, you know, people talk a lot about Social Security and 401k and things of that nature, right? And how, you know, they're not going to be around forever. People to fear, oh my gosh, we're not going to have Social Security by the time we get there. You know, millennials are, you know, even our kids, the next generation after. I don't know what the generations after millennials, I forget. Gen Z or something like that. with an X.
Yeah.
You said X, Gen X. You know how Social Security is not going to be there for them.
Mhm.
So for people that are, you know, getting a little older and they don't know, you know, they you know, because it wasn't widely taught or even spoken about, like being an entrepreneur, having your own thing going on, you know. Um, what do you have to say, or I guess what piece of advice, or what do you think about that a little bit more, the age game or getting into something you talk about a lot of times? You say, you know, find something that you're passionate about and do that, you know. So like, say that, you know, you got someone approaching retirement and they're going to retire,
Yeah.
you know, they didn't start a business. They may have something that they like to do, and like trying to find ways to monetize that can be difficult. And you talked a little bit about, you said something that was really great. You said the older you get, the more experience you have. So when you do see that success, you're going to be better off for it,
Yeah.
right? Um, so I don't know, like what do you say to the person that may feel like they waited too long to get something started?
It's a good question, but it all depends on the person, Daniel. I know guys who retired and man, they don't want to have to do anything, deal with anything about entrepreneurship or jobs or anything. Their pension, they did 20 years, they're getting pensions, they're getting social security, and they can just go ahead and play golf all day. Okay, their cost of living is low, so that the fixed income that they're living on can pay for the way they live, and they budget accordingly, and they have fun playing golf all day. They worked hard for all their life to be able to be at that position, to just relax and play golf, not worry about a thing, come home, watch the news, and do it again tomorrow, right?
Right.
And that's perfectly fine if that is the goal and dreams for you. All right. It's all about what you want for yourself. Now, if you're feeling like, hey, um, I want more for myself, then you're just gonna have to do more. You're gonna have to find that you know purpose, or that genius of you, and find something that you're into, and then make a hustle out of it. See, there's millions of ways to make money out here. It's just it is much beneficial to do it when it coincides with who you really are, right? So as for me, everything that I do for the projection of what my future self, how I want my future self to live, right? So I make sure I acquire assets, so that if I do decide, like, hey, I don't want to do anything, I just want to spend time traveling when I'm older. I have all assets in place to pay for that. Am I going to be the one to rely on Social Security? No, because Social Security isn't going to be able to provide for my future self and for the things that I want, okay, to be doing at that time. And then on top of that, I don't ever really see myself as retiring. I just see myself having the freedom of doing whatever I want to do whenever I want to do it. And so I'm gonna position myself to be at that point, so that, like, if I want to take 3 months off to go to Thailand, then I can do that. Or but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to still be involved with serving people, because that's my purpose, and I can see myself doing that until the day
Right.
I die. It doesn't have to be at the capacity that I'm doing right now, because I can just lay the groundwork to allow the businesses and the assets to just work without me being there. But I'm still
Mm.
going to be wanting to contribute to society, because that's who I am. But it all depends on how a person sees their future self. I just don't see Social Security being enough to fund the lifestyle that I want to live
Yeah.
for my future self. So I'm seeing myself doing whatever it
Yeah.
takes to be able to support myself at that time, to live that lifestyle that I want. Um, I mean, like, what about you? Do you think Social Security is going to be enough to fund your lifestyle when
Uh,
you reach that age? Or
Not at all, bro. Not at all. I don't. I don't see myself having a conventional job, you know,
Mm,
for an extremely long time. I see myself in spaces like this, communication, production.
mm,
You know, I see myself doing things of this nature for the rest of my life. I don't, and will that feel like work? I don't know, man, because doing things like this don't they don't it doesn't feel like work to me. You know, it's just something I enjoy doing, and I think that that's why I even strive so hard to establish myself in places like this. You know, dude. Sidebar, bro. Bravo to you, man. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm just loving the way this show is looking right now.
Nah.
I love the way it looks and sound right now.
Yeah, dope, dope.
But
Nah, man, it's all on you. You know, you need to be giving yourself a round of applause, bro. If I could press the button, I would. I mean, because you're the one who put it on, man.
nah, dude,
Yeah,
this
you the
is
mentor
crazy.
at this, bro.
Um,
No, but
I
for
see
real,
myself in this
Daniel.
space, bro.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It doesn't feel like work. That's why I don't see myself retiring
Yeah.
ever, because it doesn't, just like what you said. It's not
Mm,
really work for me. It's a purpose. It's what drives me. It's what I wake up for. It's what I put hours in. I don't sleep because of it, because
yeah.
it's exciting for me to help people to figure it out. It's the puzzles, it's finding out the answers, because I don't know everything, but I know how to find it, and I like learning
Yeah.
new things, right?
Yeah.
So it allows me to do that, because especially when you're dealing with people all over the nation, and there's different circumstances and different situations that come up, and then I find myself learning something new all the time, and it excites me, because it's
Hmm.
like I'm building up my level. I'm building up that power. That character in the video game where you start at level 1, and then you end up going to level 99 and stuff. Yeah, I'm,
Yeah.
I'm at that level 97 right now. So I'm keeping it going, and it's excited for me, bro. So
Um,
it isn't work.
did you have you been watching the stock market? Have you been seeing Tesla stock?
I've heard it plummet. I
Did you
really
grab
don't
some?
play with the stock market. No, have you?
Uh
Have you grabbed some?
yeah,
I
for
haven't
sure.
grabbed some yet.
For sure.
I've been telling
It's
myself
Tesla,
I
bro.
should.
It's Tesla, dog.
What
Yes.
is it at right now? Let me check. Let's
Uh
check.
yeah, check.
Let's
I
check right
think
now.
last time I looked at it was like at 260 something, I want to say. 50 something 60 or 60 something. It dropped last weekend. I want to say it dropped some
Oh,
more, and I was
yeah.
hoping it stayed where it was at because I was going to grab some more. I plan on buying some more this week, but it started going back
Mhm.
up, so I started seeing the profit again. So I'm like, man, I wanted to drop. If it can drop a
Yeah.
little bit more, and this is the thing I tell people about Tesla. This is by no means is this trading advice. Okay, people.
268 and
I got it.
46 cents.
Ooh, so it went up. Nice.
Mm.
But this is by no means any is this trading advice. I will say this about Tesla though. It's a staple at this point. And what makes me further believe that it's a staple, I mean, you could just look at it, right? Just do an eye test. But what
Mm.
makes me further, know it's a staple is that um, it's a part of people's 401k. So you know how 401k is just a mutual fund that you invest into. 40% of, I
Okay.
forgot the state, 40% of the holders that were in 401k are in Tesla stock. So like, it's at this point, it's a legacy stock, man. It's not going anywhere. Um, he wants to colonize Mars, which is gonna happen. I think we talked about it last show. That's gonna happen. Like they're gonna end up
Yeah.
doing that. I want to see it in my lifetime, Paul. I'm not gonna lie. If I can get in a spaceship and get to Mars and see what it looks like when they colonize it, I would love to see that in person. If not, I'll just take the videos. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's gonna be dope to see. He's not going anywhere. So people talking about like get rid of Tesla. I'm like, you realize how many people you want to hurt? First off, they employ thousands of people. You know,
Yeah.
um, and before y'all wanted to boycott Tesla, it was like, oh, drive a Tesla. It's great for the environment.
Exactly.
Now it's like boycott
Before.
Tesla.
Hmm.
That's just
Yeah.
weird to
Before
me.
he was before he was backing Trump, right? Everyone loved
Yeah,
Elon.
before it was back in
It was
Trump,
crazy.
right?
Everybody
Right.
had a Tesla. Everybody
Yeah.
wanted to drive, clean energy vehicle, and so um, so it's just popularity contest. And yeah, I think it's a good idea. I'm not now. This isn't any type of financial advice. I don't do financial advice like that on podcasts. I think you can get in
Right.
trouble for that if I'm not mistaken.
If they lose
Um,
money,
this
yeah.
is just yeah, exactly. This is just
We're just
entertainment
talking,
purposes.
right? This is entertainment
Yeah,
purposes.
for real.
Yeah, that's the new disclaimer,
Let
bro.
Yeah, for real. Entertainment purposes. Let
Hmm.
Daniel and I just do our thing, America. All right. We're just talking to each other. But Daniel, I think um, whenever stock market is dictated by, what you see on the media. So if the media is telling you stock market is plummeting, that means it's time to buy. If it rise, that means
Yep.
it's time to sell, in my opinion anyway. Me personally, I don't dibble and dabble with that. I like uh, real estate, and for the price of a Tesla stock, I can buy a fraction of a gold coin,
That's true.
something that I can hold, right?
Hmm.
And see the value go up, and that to me is a better investment to me personally. Everyone has their own thing, but I rather gold and silver coins, things that I can hold and trade if the grid go down, right?
If need be.
I'm one of those. Remember, I'm the tinfoil hat guy, right? So it's got to be something tangible, because if the power, if the situation go down like that, the power and everything go out. I still want to be able to eat, and
Yeah.
want to have the assets that still allow me to be able to do that. And you're not going to be able to do that with, you know, shares of Tesla stocks. But, as far as that game goes, hey, by
Yeah.
all means, if people are into it and they want to play that game, go ahead. It's just, man, as far as my experience goes, based off of what I've been seeing for the last 15 years dealing with, taxes. I've only seen one person make a good amount of money, a significant amount of money off of the stock market. Okay. Now, I've seen a lot of people win big or make some money on a stock,
Hmm.
but when people buy stock, they don't just buy one stock, they diversify. Okay.
Right.
And so they win big on one stock, but they lose on the other ones. And so
Hmm.
it kind of just cancels out the profit that they make. So you really don't see a good result when it comes down to stock. I mean, this is just my opinion. Don't you know don't take it as gospel, but I've seen better results with real estate. I've seen better result with gold. I've seen better results with silver. Okay. Um, it's a fun game to play to me. And I'm not saying I don't have stock that I invest in, but it's a gamble. It's just like playing
Yes.
the slot machines.
Yeah.
Okay. And the one person that I seen that capitalized off of the stock market did it for long term. It wasn't short term. It was
No.
over
Yeah.
years. He
Yeah.
invested into these specific stocks and then watched
Hmm.
them grow over
Yep.
the years, and that was the right way of doing it. Then when he wanted to buy a house, he cashed out off of it and
Hmm.
bought a house. But short term and playing
Nah.
against, unless you're a day trader and this is just what you do and you know how to follow those trends, by all means go ahead and do that. But just between, just for me myself, that's something that I put, if anything, I would do penny stocks, right? And
Mm.
spend $300-400, or so of money that I want to spend. I don't even go to the casinos like that, Daniel. I don't like
Nah.
gambling. I don't
Nah, me
like
neither.
losing money. I'm a
Nah.
numbers guy,
Yeah.
right? I'm a numbers
Mm.
guy. You talking about retirement and 401ks and all this stuff. I like putting my money in vehicles that I know if I want to take it out, I'm not going to be penalized for it. right?
Right.
Because you get
Right.
penalized for those funds and stuff if you try to take it out, and then you get taxed twice. When in real estate, I could just put my money in there, watch it climb, and when I want to liquidate, it's not as fast, but I'll
Right.
sell it for what market value is, and then I'm not having to worry about that. Plus, um, there's expenses that can help me with my capital gains and stuff. So yeah, it's just the methods and things that I seen throughout the years that I seen benefit other people, that I took into account for myself and seen it work for myself. Um,
It's
and so
diversifying.
yeah,
It's
it is diversifying,
it's
but
diversifying.
to me, it's all about calculated risk, right? The
Yeah,
stock market is calculated risk. It's for too volatile for me.
it is.
Um,
And like you said, it is a long hold. Like if you want to make a quick flip, it's not for that. Like I didn't buy Tesla stock because I wanted to make some money on it next week or next month.
right.
I bought Tesla stock because I believe it's going to be around for a long time. And I can't throw $400 at a stock. You know what I'm saying? And I don't
Yeah.
want just one stock, right? And it
Yeah.
dropping like it did from $400. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm
Oh, it's
definitely
gonna
going to
go
grab
back to
that.
400.
Oh,
It's
it's
gonna
dude,
definitely go back to 400.
it's going back to 400, bro, and
Hmm.
I think it's going to even eclipse 400. How fast it does that, I'm not going to say I know how fast it's going to do it, but it's going to get back to 400, bro. So
Yeah.
get it at half off, bro. Almost half off. Yes, I'll do that. 40% off. Yes, for sure. Um, I was hoping it went down a little bit more because I'm like, shoot, I'll grab some more of it. Uh, but I told my homeboy that. He said, "Do you think?" He's like, "All these other companies are making electric vehicles." I said, dude, they're making electric cars, right? Nobody
Yeah.
has done it like Tesla, or like, in these companies that are making electric cars now, they come from combustion, right? Come from
Yeah.
gas, and they're getting into electric. Tesla started electric. I said, at the end of the day, Tesla's a forerunner, bro. So it's not. It's the leader of the pack at this point.
It's not even about just the electric cars. It's about Elon Musk. That's what it's about. And people
Right.
are buying Tesla stock because of Elon Musk. If he wasn't there, you'd see a totally different dynamic. That's when you'll see it go down to $50 or something like that, right? When he's gone.
Oh,
And then they'll
you
see
think
how
that it's just Tesla
performance
that
is.
is Elon?
No, no, but it is Elon. That's how it is with companies, man. It's the people behind the company that make the company. It's the people that make the stock. You'll see that. So that's how a lot of these politicians make money, right? Is because they know who's going to be the next president. They know
Oh,
who's going
the
to be the next
insider
CEO,
trading, bro.
CFO. Right. It's the people, and that's what
Man, yeah,
motivates the people who do the research to buy into the company, because they know, oh, this guy's coming from Starbucks. He used to be the CEO of Starbucks, and now he's
yeah,
going um, you know, Miller's Coffee. So I know Miller's Coffee is going to do well. So let me go ahead and buy shares of Miller's Coffee.
yeah,
You get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So it's behind it that, and the real savvy stock investor does the research behind it, and you'll see that a lot of people in the chat rooms talk about it and everything, and so it builds up the momentum, and people get behind the stock because they know and heard about this and heard about that. But yeah, it's the people, man, and they affect the stock, and um uh people are behind Elon Musk. I mean, the guy is sending rockets into space and then throwing them
Crazy,
back and catching them,
crazy,
man. You're
bro.
not going to invest in whatever company he's dealing with. What are you
Man,
saying?
yeah,
Elon,
man. Hey,
he's
so
trying to help mankind by giving us another spot to live on when this one goes to hell and shit, right? So of
yeah,
course you're gonna invest in it. If it was someone else, yeah, it wouldn't
I
be as
think
popular. It wouldn't be as
I
big.
don't. People have mixed feelings about it because they're saying because Elon is the face of the company, that's a
Hmm.
bad thing, that he shouldn't do that, and that's what's making it even tank right now because he's just not popular, right? Um, he's just not popular. So because it is his face. Because if he wanted to back Trump, you can support him, but it's the fact that you're the face of Tesla. Like you're the face of all your companies, everything that you do.
Yeah.
So your popularity is going to affect the stock. It has a positive and negative effect, like what you said. Like his stock is at, but what's Tesla was sitting at 400. I mean, you know, these car companies, I don't think they're sitting at that high. I don't think Ford or GM are that high. I don't think so. We could do the research on it and see really quick to see what Ford is sitting at right now. Ford and GM. I want to say one of them was at like $50, I think, a share.
But look at what it's doing though. See, Ford is at $9.94.
Wait, Ford?
Yeah, Ford is at $9.94.
How is that even possible? What?
And GM is at $47.26. Well, because who's running Ford?
That's what I'm saying.
Who's the face of Ford? Right?
That's what I'm saying.
The face of the GM.
That's what I'm saying.
It's about
so
the people. It's about the person.
That's what I'm saying. So it has a positive effect.
Here's the thing too about it. Does. It has a positive effect and it has a negative effect. But even whatever you say, it has an effect, and that's what it's about. It
has an effect,
right? Yeah, and that's what it's about. Because even if it has a negative effect, what happens? The stock prices drop. That means before the stock prices dropped, when it was at $400, and Elon started getting bad publicity in the media. Again, the media dictates how stock markets run. All right. Yeah. This isn't educational. This is just entertainment purposes. Right. Take it from a guy who deals with this type of stuff and who's been taught by a lot of, older heads about stocks. I know guys who trade on a daily, who thought they were going to be doing good on a stock, went out and washed their car, came back and lost 100,000.
No way.
Yeah, and it almost caught a heart attack because of it. It's a
yes.
The media controls the stock. So if you pay attention to people who invest in stock heavy, they watch the news heavy. They see what's going on in the world. For example, and again, I just don't deal with it because it's just not me. I don't like gambling like that. But let's take, for example, I'm gonna just use an example. The hurricanes, or what was that in North Carolina? Or let's say Los Angeles fires, right?
The fires in
hurricanes. Yeah, fires in LA. Let's say fires in LA. All these properties burnt down to a crisp, right?
Right.
The savvy investor will look at who's developing in the area, right? Who's going to be the next developer in the area, and then buy into that company, right? If that company is traded on the stock market, they know that lumber would probably be a good thing to get into.
Yeah.
Concrete would be a good thing to get into. Anything associated with that catastrophe or calamity. I'm just giving you an example. It can be anything, but that's just an example. So when you hear about the popularity of Elon Musk plummeting in the polls, that means his stock market is about to plummet. So let's sell, right?
Right.
Made some money. Let's sell. So now I just made. And the savvy investor, they put thousands of dollars into that, right? They're not just trying to make a couple of dollars by buying one share. They buy, several hundreds of shares, right?
Right.
So that they can see the maximum amount of profit. So now you know that his popularity is plummeting. So let me sell. I just made a couple 100,000. Now it's down to 200. Let me buy again. Yeah. It's time to buy.
Yeah.
It's time to buy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep my profit and then buy some more, right? Because it dropped, and then hold it, and then next thing you know, Elon's a hero. He saved astronauts on a space station, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
get out of here. Then the next thing you know, the stock prices go up again. You
That's
get what I'm
exactly what it did. That's exactly what it did.
saying? You can't make this shit up.
Oh, dude,
It's just the way it works.
it's a
So
game, Paul.
the real savvy investor for stock market pays attention to the news. You'll see them
Yeah,
watching news every day. They're
yeah,
watching the news. They're glued to it, and then they're investing, and they're making that money, and then they're investing it into real estate, something that they can trust.
yeah,
Something that is
yeah.
not going to give them a heart attack, right? Because it's not as volatile as the stock market. So
It is
that's my
volatile,
take on it. Yeah, it
and
definitely is.
it's a game. I think even as interested as I am in politics, um, it's still a form. It's a form of entertainment for me. It's still a game. I love it though.
It's a
I
fun
love it.
game.
It
It
is a fun
is.
game. Um, I don't want it to. I don't want this. I don't want to take a dark turn, but I do want to say this, and I do want to get a shout out. So this week, I think it was over the weekend, I found out that one of these individuals that I knew from music, his name was Philo. He passed away. Um, and if you've been paying attention to it, if you were in the music scene in Florida, in Atlanta, I mean, you know about the guy. Very popular. He was a Christian artist, very popular Christian publication. Rapzilla actually posted about him. I mean, he impacted so much. He did so much, man, and he was a really positive guy. And the crazy thing about it was what hit me, and I'm going somewhere with this, so just hold on. What hit me is because I was just playing. He saw that I streamed, right? He seen one of my reels that I posted, my gaming reels, and he was like, "Yo, what's your PSN? What's your gamer tag?" Gave it to him, and we ended up
Yeah.
connecting, playing 2K, and this was like a couple weeks ago, bro. And me and my wife were out Saturday, and she's like, "Philo just passed. Philo died." And I said, "Huh?" I mean, young guy, bro. Around the same age. Matter of fact, this camera that I'm using right now, I bought it from Philo. Like,
Oh
like
wow,
crazy.
that's
And I'm
deep.
like,
Yeah, that's
bro,
deep.
real deep. And I just seen him Friday. He was online on 2K. I'm just like, bro. And then
Yeah,
now,
man.
like,
Sorry for your
he's
loss,
gone.
bro.
And it hit me. What made this one crazy is like the kid's young, bro. Couldn't be any more older than me. I'm 39. He couldn't have been over 39. I don't believe so. But the impact that he had. And I say that to say, it goes back to what you were saying. For me, right? And it depends on what you're living for, whatever your purpose is.
Yeah,
I move for ultimate impact. Who knows how much or how far we're going to be able to impact? I don't know. I can't tell you that. Yet I live for ultimate impact. And let's just be honest. Let's be honest. People always say it's the small things and you don't need money and all that type of stuff. And I hear what y'all are saying, right? We sat here and we talked about Elon Musk for what, the past 30 minutes?
yeah,
He's one of the richest guys in the world. This man has made ultimate impact. Let's just be honest, the money correlates to your ability to make that impact. And for me, I want to make ultimate positive impact. I can't do that if I'm just content with a 9 to 5 salary. Not to say you can't make an impact. You can make an impact on any type of level. You can make an impact as a homeless person, right?
yeah,
Yeah, your impact it's only going to be as great as you're able to afford, and let's just be honest with that. So it just made me think, about the impact that the type of impact I want to make, and I'm grateful for you because I would not be doing Beyond the Hustle without you and pushing me into that. Because we was having a conversation before I moved. I remember, and I said, "Paul, we're going to do it." You said, "No." I said, "No, Paul. Yeah, I'm serious. Let's do it." And this is a vehicle that I want to use to assist in making my ultimate impact. So It just made me think about that, man. And I think that that's something that if you are in a space and if you do want to make that, man, like Paul keeps saying, dude, have something on the side, be able to take advantages of these tax laws. America is a capitalist country, bro. It thrives on that. So there are benefits to having that. Learn them, and use them to your advantage, man, because the wealthy do it all the time, you know? That's my little speech, man. I ain't want to make it, I ain't want to dampen the mood, but dude, it made me think about that, man.
Most definitely, and thanks for, saying I gave you that motivation. But you've always motivated me, man, because I've seen you doing your work and always wanted to figure out how I can be involved with it. And we should get together and get something going. And I had a lot of things that I can teach, America about how, they can get to keep the money that they earn, instead of it. And then again, this recent discovery from Doge help, solidify that goal that I have in helping people, because the government has been doing some fraudulent things, especially the last administration with your dollar, and that should frustrate people. And the people who haven't been frustrated, really, I believe, the ones who are making a lot of noise, um, slandering these findings, are the ones that are not contributing. They're not contributing to society like that. Because if you were contributing to society, that means you'd busting your ass to be having to pay in $20,000-$30,000 a year, and to know it's going to some other country rather than benefiting the infrastructure of this country. That should upset you. That should really be an eye opener on what's been going on. Look, even the Pentagon annually doesn't even know where the money's going that they have. They just don't know.
Yeah. They did. They said they have no idea where their money went. Yeah, they just don't know.
They just don't know.
I don't believe that. For
they just a little bit. Know.
Man, dude, there's so much.
They don't know what they're doing. I'm hoping it comes to the point. I'm hoping and see, these guys that are in place right now to find these frauds and run these audits are businessmen. They like full transparency. They like cutting off the fat. And I think it's going to get to the point, and hopefully maybe not with this administration, but maybe the next one or so, that they give the American people an option of where we want our tax dollars to go. I hope it gets to the point where we get to choose where we let our tax dollars get allocated into this country.
Yeah.
That would make people, feel much more, how can I say, motivated to be able to, to let their money get cut off of their paycheck, because they know it's going for a righteous cause, rather than going to an agency where they just don't know what happened to the money.
Yeah, you can do it. You could do it with an app on your phone, like maybe not every month, but however you want to do it. Just drop a list of things and then just have people rate it on the 1 to 5. However you want to do it, I don't know. It could be annually, it could be quarterly. I don't know how you would do it, but hey, where do you want the money to go this time? You know what I'm saying? And every citizen could do it. If you're a registered voter, right? If you're a registered voter, you download the app, you put in your voter information, boom, and you can just vote on it. You can do it. And I don't know, man, but I think that it is interesting that you have all of this. And they were saying that the money is just sitting in one account. Did you hear about that? There's like 840 billion just sitting in one account. And you could just, bro, so Doge, the whole Doge team sat and had a interview with, I forget the guy's name. They did an interview with him, and they were just telling him about all this stuff, how there's a vault They call it it's a cave, bro. With like
Oh,
thousands
that's
of
for
paperwork.
retirement. That's for retirement.
Retirement, bro. And they can only retire
Yeah.
8,000 people a year.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
what? That's it? Because of it's
Mhm.
archaic, man. And then what you were saying earlier, the way they have all this fraud is because there's 21 IT systems, software systems, and none of them talk to each other. So that's how they're able
Yeah.
to do this. So that's how they're able to do the loan, give the loan out to a 9-year-old, 11-year-old, because when they put in a social security number, it doesn't communicate with the other system to tell them how long that social security number has been active. It just says that it's
Mhm.
alive or not. Dude, it's just so much, bro. And
People
so
bank off of that, man. You know how many, you
yeah,
got see, here's the thing, right? This is the time of scammers, bro. There's a time where people scam,
yeah,
and a lot of people have these social security numbers from little kids or people who passed away, right? And they're making credit cards from them. They're getting credit cards from them. They're doing these scams, man. So of course they're gonna be up and riot, right?
yeah.
A lot of the fad right now is these girls want to date guys who are scammers. Yeah, I want a
What?
scammer. Oh yeah, that's a big fad right now because
No
they know they're getting
freaking way.
fast money that they can throw away. Because
No
these
freaking
scammers got to
way.
get rid of the credit cards as fast as possible. They can't hold on to it. They got to spend. They
So
got to
it's like I'm a
spend.
date a scammer.
Uh,
Like that's a flex
yeah,
now.
I've seen it on social media. It's been a flex. It's been a flex, man. Um,
Wow.
but yeah, so it's the society that we're living in, and so what's happening right now is these guys are coming in and uncovering it, and people are getting upset because it's messing up what they're doing. Um, my thing is, and I've always thought this way, right?
Mhm.
Is if you have the intelligence to be doing these type of frauds, why don't you have the intelligence to be doing things the right way? You putting in the same
Yeah.
you putting in the same things. I mean, shoot, you could be a good salesperson. You could be selling real estate for all I know. If you put in all that work like that. Um,
Nah, you're right. You
I
got a
don't get it.
point.
I just don't get it though. But uh, yeah,
It's crazy. I
it definitely is.
I want to do a reaction video. Uh, I think I'm gonna save it for next show because
What is it?
it's dude. There was this video. I want to know if there's a way I could bring it up, Paul. I really do. I really do. I really want to bring it up
Like a clip, right?
because
Yeah, that's what I'm bringing up clips and I'm seeing it, showing
yeah,
America some
because
clips.
and the reason why I want to try it is because it's a good one, man. I think it's a good one. There was this video clip. I shared it with you. I think I shared it with you. Uh, where it was the ladies was going to this speed dating event and they sold like 40 tickets and it was all women. So and it wasn't a small group. It was like a group with like over 100,000 people in the group, and they sold tickets to the speed dating event, and no men showed up to the speed dating event to the point where they had to like discount the ticket, and men still didn't show up.
Hmm. Yeah. Wow.
And they were just talking about why that was, and I remember we talked about it before. We wanted to bring like healthy dialogue to it, to the men and women relations, and especially in the
Hmm.
black community because it was a black group that did it. So you have 40 black women just sitting in this room ready for a speed date, and there's no men there.
How
And
come?
I just thought that was, dude. So this is what I said. Men don't want to do no speed dating, bro. Like men that's like some old, like I probably say like 80s 90s TV. You know what I'm saying? And like New York type thing. If you want to do it like a singles mixer or like a singles night out or something like that, I think that's more attractive to men. Period. I don't think, especially in the black community, I can't tell you. I don't know a single. I mean, even female that's gone to speed dating.
That sounds
Right?
like something that kids would do in college or something.
I don't
To
think
me,
that's
it doesn't sound it
yeah.
doesn't sound like it's dating with a purpose. It just sounds like, for fun type of deal.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't see anyone successful saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to this speed dating to find my what." Nah, that's
Right.
just
This
yeah.
just
I don't
doesn't.
I don't see I don't see that happen.
And
Uh,
the women that put it together, they were saying that they want to, bring something different or try to like revitalize the black and the black dating, pool. And I said, when I heard her talk about this, I said, your idea went great, right? Like it was great that you wanted to do something for the black dating community. Yet I can tell that you did not talk to any men because you
no, not at
decided
all.
on speed dating. That tells me that you didn't consult men to see what they wanted. And
uh,
this is what I don't want to turn it into that type of show, right? Because we're already past the hour mark. But
yeah,
uh this we could go on this for a whole another hour. But I said,
yeah,
uh you didn't talk to anyone because you came up on speed dating, and it's great that women want to get better with that and revitalize that black relationship coupling it together. If women want to fix that, and I genuinely believe that they wanted to, right? If you want to fix that, you're
yeah,
gonna have to start listening to men because
yeah.
women, the bishop said it, women, you control access to sex, and that's true because we're not having sex without y'all, and men control access to a relationship. You're not going to get in a relationship when you're ready. You can't just go out there and pick a man when you're ready. It's going to be on the
Nope.
men to decide, when they want to get in a relationship. So you're going to have to start talking to men, and
They
not on
can get
trying to
into re-
change it, on trying to understand it.
they can get into a relationship. Women have access to a lot of men. They can get into a relationship, but it wouldn't be with the men that they want to be in a relationship with.
Ah, there we go.
That's
Okay.
that's what it would be. Because yeah, women have get hit on a regular basis,
But
but
not for
um,
relationship or for sex though, Paul.
yeah, but they get hit on by guys who want to be in a relationship with them. Guys who wouldn't cheat. Guys who would not, who would love them and rub their feet and bring them flowers and, throw on the bath water for them. But those are not the type of guys that they want. Right? That's just the whole point. They're not
I
attracted to
got you.
those guys. Yeah,
I
all
got you.
all the women want that one guy. You
The
get what
the
I'm
the
saying?
the
So,
the
um,
6'6" was it 666? Not 666. What
well,
was
it
it?
doesn't really have to be all that. It's
All
just
right.
the because I know guys who are short and still were able to pull girls because of that confidence, that charismatic nature. There's guys who are 6'2", 6'3", got everything going on, but they still don't know how to attract a female, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're awkward. They're socially awkward.
Yeah.
Um, you know, you know how it is. You play basketball, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And you seen that guy who has that height, right? And he just can't dribble and can't dunk a ball, and you just like, oh God, I can't believe I'm over here doing the most with what I got, and you over there is just you just slacking on your pivot, man.
Sticking up the
Jump, do
court,
something.
bro. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Why you so tall and you can't even move like you supposed to? So yeah, it's same thing like that in the dating world, right?
Yeah.
I know guys who are shorter than me and could just knock them down, man.
Yeah.
But what I would tell those ladies who put the speed dating together is to come to me, and I would give them, an advice on what kind of
So great
a
advice.
dating atmosphere that
Yeah.
men would show up to, and that's the type of atmosphere, not speed dating, but maybe
No,
some
God.
speed cooking and who cooks the best food, and have guys
Dude,
guys who show up to that.
guys will
Guys will
show up
show up
to
to
that.
that. girls line up and have y'all dish and see
Cook
which one's
off,
the
bro.
best dish and everything. Yeah, female
Yeah,
cook off, guys pick who, and
guys,
have
you
that
pick
rap
who
on. Yeah,
won.
I want number
What?
10. I want number. Yeah,
Yes,
she made that lasagna. Anyone who make lasagna
yes,
will get my heart. I can tell you that much.
dude,
But that's what that's where you get guys to show up. You get more than
man,
40 guys
you
showing up
gonna,
for that food
dude.
testing atmosphere. But yeah,
They
good.
want to do things. Guys will show up to do something. If
Mm,
if if you have, and that lets me know. That's what I'm saying. Let's just be honest, bro. Wherever there's a collection of women, you're going to find men, right? That's just how it goes. Like you know, sex sells. They put women on anything to sell it. They put women on
right.
video games, on drinks, on food products.
Yeah.
You know, you telling me you put 40 women in a room and not a single man showed up to that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like men are gonna show up to where women are. Like that's just how it goes, And I'm not gonna say that there's not a single woman in that room that a man wouldn't talk to. I'm pretty sure there was. They didn't show the room, all the women in the room, but I'm pretty sure there were some women in there that some men would go for, right? But if you're gonna talk about, speed dating or putting on an event like that, that's just, I don't think that you put your best foot forward. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man.
Nah, man, any type of quality man wouldn't be there. One
Nah.
thing I wanted to talk to you about, Dan, and we talked about this line. I just want America to join into that conversation. Who was that preacher that you told me
Oh,
about?
I see. I wish,
Talked about?
bro. I wish I could have prepped these videos, bro. We needed these. Next show we bringing some videos, y'all. I'm
You were gonna
telling
show the
y'all,
clip. You
we
were gonna
we
show the
put
clip
some.
for that.
What? Yes, I showed that clip, bro. I showed it.
When
Man,
he told the usher
freaking.
to lock the doors. It's like,
Free. Mr. Never would have made it, man. Marvin
oh
Sapp, one of
man,
my favorite
Marvin Sapp. You
gospel
know him?
songs. Man, never would have made it, man. His wife passed away. He made it. He
Uh,
made it some songs, some music. I mean, I grew up listening to Marvin Sapp. My parents, I have Marvin Sapp on my playlist right now. Like
mm.
I like his music. Uh,
What
but
was
so
going
what
on with your
he,
boy at that time,
so
man?
man, so he was speaking at this convention where all these churches come in, all these people come in to these church, whatever. So
Sounds like
doing
a lot of
tithes and
people.
offering. Yeah.
Mhm.
So he's doing tithes and offering. And he tells the ushers to close the doors because he's trying to
Oh
raise
man,
$40,000 and you're not gonna leave until you raise 40. I'm totally paraphrasing, right? But you can go watch the video. Just search "close the doors" Marvin Sapp. That's all you gotta search. It's like it's viral. Uh, he was on Ricky Smiley, the show talking about it. But he says close the doors, and he's like, everyone on stage, you're gonna give $100. And if you out there, your people, you get 50. Going down the whole thing. Uh, and so he's on Ricky Smiley. He's trying to walk back the statement saying that it was for security reasons and things of that nature. And he never said lock the doors. Which he didn't say lock the doors. He said close them, but we know what's
yeah.
implied. Come on, bro.
So
You can't do that.
ask me, and I say, yeah, this guy. If you mad about uh, businessmen treating the country as a business, he's treating the church as a business, and that's good business right there. I tell you,
This is
because I'm
good
pretty sure
business.
he made.
Nonprofits.
Yeah, he made some stacks. He made some stacks
Oh,
that night.
he made over
I'm
40,
pretty
bro.
sure of it.
He
I'm
made over
telling
40
you
bands.
that's good business. That's
Made over
good
40
business,
bands, bro.
and I'm never against the pastor or preacher making money for the service that they
Right.
provide and motivating
Right.
people and getting them on the right path. And it's just hilarious the way he went about it.
Yeah.
Um, but that's how you do it.
That's how you do it,
If
bro.
you want
Close the
results, if
doors.
you want results, that's how you do it. Yay. Hey, I know you guys about to go spend some money after you leave here. No, you
Yes.
see the roof leaking. We had to rent this place out,
Yes.
all this stuff, etc., etc. I had to fly over here, and the church couldn't pay for my expenses. Close the door, Usher.
Close the door.
Close the
Close the
door.
door. We about to get this. We about to get this. So apparently, some people tried to walk out. He was like, he was like,
Yeah, bro.
he was like, nah, y'all ain't trying to go nowhere but get nothing to eat anyways. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, bro.
dude, apparently he was watching. The video was longer than that. Apparently he was going in for some time. Now, and people were saying there was like, if you want to make 40K, start by pawning that Rolex that you got on, as he had a gold rollie on.
No.
And
I'm gonna keep my Rolex,
and
I'm gonna keep
y'all
motivating you, and I'm gonna keep teaching you guys the word. You guys are showing up for me
Right.
to do my thing and to teach you and to motivate you and to get motivated. That's why you here, and so you're gonna pay me for my services.
See,
What's wrong?
And I'm not against pastors, preachers, getting their money. I'm not against that at all. I'm for it, right? I'm all for that. I'm all for taking up a tithes and offering. I'm all for you getting paid, and I don't care if the pastor has a better car than me, if he's rolling in a Tesla. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if he has a Cybertruck and he's living even in a mansion. That doesn't bother me as it does a lot of people. Some people don't want to see their pastors, or with that much money. It doesn't make me. What I have an issue with, however, what I do have an issue with is the way you go about conveying the message to give, right? I don't agree with him saying close the doors and saying that we're not going to leave until we get 40,000. I don't agree with that approach to getting your money, right? I don't agree with that approach because if you're in the congregation, because context matters, right? If you're in that congregation and you were witnessing and feeling that, I'm pretty sure for the most part, I can't speak for everyone in there, I'm pretty sure for the most part, people didn't feel like they could not leave though. You know what I'm saying? Even though he was communicating a message. Yet, on the outside looking in, the video goes viral. And it was a year ago. The video was old. The video goes viral. I mean, I have an issue with the way it looks to the body of Christ. And me being a believer myself, I have an issue with the way it looks to the body of Christ. People already feel like these pastors be snaking and stealing anyways. It just, optics, it doesn't play well in the public. And I find issue with that. Am I still going to listen to Marvin Sapp? Yes. His music. I ain't canceling the guy.
Get your money, pastor. Get your paper. Get your hustle on.
I wish I had the money sound. Cha-ching. I wish I had the money sound.
Yeah, for real. If they come in to see you perform and motivate them, get your money. All right.
No, you got a point.
As for me, I'm not showing up. I don't need that motivation.
I was about to say, how would you feel if you were sitting there?
I just wouldn't be there in the first place.
I got you.
If I'm gonna be going there, I'm gonna be supporting whoever's talking and giving money out of my pocket to pay him for the services that he provide and the motivation and to get me feeling the Holy Ghost and all that good stuff. Or what he want, $100? Okay, fine, let's give it. If I don't have it, I'm not gonna give it. I'm gonna give what I got because I'm not gonna just sit here and show free or whatever. But as for me, I'm not showing up because I don't need that motivation. I'd rather tithe myself.
But see, here's the thing.
I'd rather
so
do that.
you go, but I agree with that, right? You go with what you want to give. I do the same thing. I haven't been to a service in a while. I'm not gonna lie. Yet when I do go, I go with this is how much I'm gonna give. Like this is what I'm gonna sow. Right now, if you're in that right and you go with the amount that you're gonna sow, I'm about to get this 150 when it's time, right? And he says close the doors. You already know you giving your 150. It's already set in stone. You already said I'm coming with that, and I'm going to sow that. And he says close the doors, and we ain't going nowhere till we get 40K. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
So let's get this. Isn't he the leader, and isn't he the reason why I'm coming here to listen to him and hear his
Right. So
message and
you gonna get
everything?
your
So
150 and
it's
just straight, and you just gonna sit
yeah,
there and wait till
that's
the
what I was gonna.
40K
I was gonna
gets.
come in. Yeah, I was gonna give it anyway, right? So let me give
No,
it
I
to him.
got
But
you. I
yeah,
got
yeah,
you.
yeah. Let's see these baskets get filled up. I want to see it how how he can do it, and I want to get on that stage too and everything. And then yeah, I want people to come and pay me and give me $150 too whenever I got
Man, come
motivation
on,
and
bro.
everything and everything. Yeah, man. And I'm gonna motivate these people. Of course, if I don't have it, if the person in the crowd doesn't have it, that's fine. Give
Right.
what you can.
Right.
But he's obviously talking to the people who do have it and expecting them to
Yeah,
give what they
he said
can, and
that.
it's not gonna
Yeah.
hurt them. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious. But
See, I
as
don't
for
agree
me
with that though.
personally, I just wouldn't be there. Why would I?
I,
I don't need to be there to have somebody motivate me and everything. That atmosphere is for people who need that motivation. You can't. I mean, you want to just go there and get it for free and think the person who's taking his time out and who studied and come up with the verses and studied the Bible back and back and get it's not an easy task to get on stage and
it's not.
motivate people.
It's not.
America, it's not.
I've done that.
It's
I've
not
done that
easy.
before.
That's one of the greatest fears of majority of people's have is public speaking. And for this guy to
Hmm.
articulate himself so well and have the swag and have the motivation and the umph and the power to make you feel like you catching the Holy Ghost, you need to give him that $100 and $150 and let's fill up this basket and create a miracle tonight. I
See,
mean, I don't see any problem with that.
I just don't agree with the whole close the doors. We're not leaving till I raise 40,000. I don't agree with
Yeah,
that.
that's what's it called? That's the impact he's making. He's putting power behind it. He's making an emphasis on it. There's a word for it I'm looking for, but he's causing he's being dramatical about it. That's drama. That's behind it. To create that feeling, that flow. For multiple people to create that intensity behind what he's saying, that feeling of emotion, and everyone's like, well, getting people's emotions wild up.
If he,
I
see,
just wouldn't be there.
I see.
I just wouldn't be there.
I know. I agree with. I agree with you. I just.
If that's a problem for me, which it is a problem for me to be giving up my money. I don't even want to give it up to stocks. I don't even want to give it to the slot machine. Right? I don't want to give it up to anything that's not going to give me a return on my investment. And so the best thing that I can do for myself is invest in myself.
It's just keep
Right?
it. Nah, I got you.
Yeah, I don't need a guy to go ahead on the stage and try to tell me, what God told him for him to tell me when I can just go to God directly, right? That's just me.
I think that there's a place for it.
But,
I think that there's a place for
some people need that, and there's nothing wrong with it. But if you do need it, you need to pay for it.
You need to pay for it. I agree with you. I do. I think that there's a place for it. I think that there's a place for the church. I think there's a place for it coming together to fellowship. I think that there's a place. And that's why I say it just doesn't play. I don't like because if I was in that congregation, I heard him say that, it wouldn't affect me. If I probably would have just paid what I was going to pay. I just left anyways, right? Yet I don't like the way it plays well in the public, the optics of it. That's what I have a problem with, because the church already has a bad rap. We didn't need that type of publicity. The church didn't need that type of publicity. And to me,
I want to see us together make $40,000. Here, Pastor. Let's see his miracle happen. If I'm there and he's saying, "Let's
you want to see it,
let's make it happen." Yeah, why wouldn't you want to see it?
Are you gonna give extra to make sure it happens? Are you gonna give now instead of 150, 200?
What I can. He asked everyone to give something to make this miracle happen. I want to play my part. That's just me as a person. If I was there listening to him and he's saying doing this, and I'm listening to him motivation, I got his records, like you said. I'm listening to his songs and all this stuff and everything. And this is a guy who I look at as a motivating factor, a spiritual leader, and everything. And he's saying, "Hey, let's go," because that's positive energy he's creating. First off, right? It really isn't negative energy. It depends on who's taking it and your
That's what I was gonna
perception of it.
say.
It's
Yeah,
positive.
yeah,
It's positive energy that he's creating, and I want to be a part of that positive energy. And it might come back to, 9 times out of 10 is going to come back to you if you're given gracefully, right? But
yeah.
it's for the people who
Cheerfully.
can, right? It's for the people who
Yeah.
can, um, if he's asking for that, and I came there to see him, yeah, I'm gonna give it to him. But as for me, I wouldn't be there in the first place. That's just me.
Man,
I wouldn't be there. I don't need anybody giving me motivation and everything, because I know the destinies and the power of my hands is not in what another man says, right? It's not in what another man says.
Yeah.
I don't need another man to tell me what he heard God to tell me, when I could just go to God directly. That's just me.
Nah, that's
Everybody
facts.
has that.
That's facts.
As insight.
Nah, that's
Why
facts.
do I
That's
need
facts.
to hear him tell me what God has to say when I can just go to God?
Nah, that's facts. I believe you on that. I agree with you on that part. We got some exciting
But
news, Paul.
not to give him the $150.
Not the, no. See, I don't mind that. Just don't tell me you going. Just don't. Actually, no, not tell me. Just don't say to the congregation we're gonna close doors and nobody
Didn't
leaving.
Jesus say, "Hey, everybody, give me your bread and your fish, and let's see what we can do to feed this multitude"?
But he
right?
didn't say y'all can't leave unless y'all give it to me.
Nah, but why would they want to? They wanted to see something happen.
So why even
They
have
wanted
to
to
close
see
the
something
doors?
happen.
Why even hold people for ransom if you got it? I appreciate y'all for watching,
Dramatic
man.
impact.
No, you're right. You're right. Dramatic purposes. He was trolling, not and he succeeded. Thank y'all for watching episode 21, bro. Paul, we got some exciting announcement, man. We they can now listen to us someplace else, man. So now y'all can enjoy the playback on Spotify, wherever you get your because that's the number one place for podcasts. I mean, come on now. So go ahead and add Beyond the Hustle to your Spotify playlist, because we are now on Spotify. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit up taxmoney123.com. Let them know that Beyond the Hustle, man. You saw him on Beyond the Hustle, man, and you want to utilize those services. So we appreciate y'all for watching, man.
If you have a business you want to advertise, make sure you hit up Daniel Tatterby, and we'll get your business on Beyond the Hustle and advertise so it can be heard on Spotify as well. Daniel Tatterby is the maestro with Tatterby Productions and man behind Beyond the Hustle as well. And definitely it is tax season and it's almost over. Definitely hit me up. Taxmoney123.com. Nationwide coverage, close to home service. Daniel, maestro, another beautiful week, 21 episodes. I love it.
Yes. We will see y'all next week right here, same time, same place. Enjoy the rest of y'all week. We are out. Deuces.